the story of the last video wouldn't have been complete without the story of this video. Some of you can think, oh, well, he's making this up. And this one I actually have better proof. Within months before Devo came back and revealed that he lived in a, Surenos neighborhood, which he no longer lives in, I was going back and forth with this guy from the same neighborhood. And maybe they made the mistake that if they thought that if they deleted my account, that it would delete my messages too. But here's the deleted account. There's also proof that they've deleted my accounts in the past. Channels have come down while they've tried to silence me because I have too many views on those channels. This one in Platinum Loco and probably another one. I just can't come to mind right now. So I was going back and forth with this guy, It's come through my block, whoop-de-whoop. And also with this girl, she was probably about, I don't fucking know, 13, and it was kind of sad because, before I even say anything, let me just make this clear. I'm not a pedophile, and, I wasn't attracted to her in any fucking way. But she was a cute little fucking girl who was basically fucking off her life hard by claiming Sir, in San Jose especially. Anyway, I was going back and forth with him, and I was going back and forth with his sister, I believe. Yeah, it was his sister. So this is the guy who made the video, his sister, and there was also his sister's boyfriend, I believe. That's who this creeper guy was, or he was either that or he was their friend or something. It's weird because there was a whole lot more. You know what? I'm gonna go to this guy's channel. I believe there's more comments on his channel. Go to about. Oh, they're all gone. What? No, never mind. That's not it. Discussion. Here we go. Okay, here we go. See, I even went through his hood. I made a video. I took all those videos down. I don't know why, but I took them down eventually. And somebody associated with the Surenos was part of why my other videos came down. So it was a collaboration with Surenos and mental health people, feminists, etc. Why my videos came down. So yeah, you can see I made a date. I was there. I made a video. I'm sure I have it in my record somewhere, but I don't think I have it on my channel anymore. But yeah, it's important to note that the same Sureño hood that they lived on was where this guy who supposedly was a Mexican Mafia dropout, he told me he was a Mexican Mafia dropped out, lived. And that, it doesn't make sense. Why would you go to, if you're a dropout, and which implies they want to do something to you, right? Why would you live in a Sureño neighborhood, where they can find you very fucking easily and go to your house anytime they want, kill you and take, 20 steps and go back home. You know what I'm saying? Makes no fucking sense, right? So I got the impression that this guy was really active, trying to play off, I think he might have even been trying to subtly tell me that he was still active, and that but at the same time, he didn't come off as a hardcore banger. He came off as somebody who doesn't gangbang anymore. He didn't come off as a gangster who's still active. He came off as somebody who's lived the street life in the past and doesn't anymore. So I don't really know exactly what to think of it. But at the same time, if you look at the case of, Pfizer Global Security. Oh, shit. Let me, this is, I need to put this in here. I need to bring more attention to this video that I made. Because most of you aren't gonna. I referenced this video many times, and it's key to what's going on here as well. Wow. Okay, there's videos in the past. It's a long story why there's stuff hanging from my wall. I started off putting visual aids on my wall, and yeah. You know what? I'm gonna have to put this video camera down for a second. And I'm gonna have to find this motherfucker and then put it back up, because there's a lot of stuff that, basically I made, I was growing plants in my room, everything legal, legit. When the cops came in, they were there, so you know it was all legit. I had a bunch of stuff hanging in my background. See, basically, this is a good example to show you. It started off looking pretty good, you know. I had it pretty under control, and as I started hanging more bags and more stuff, you know, I started losing control of it, right? You know, it wasn't looking so bad at some points, but then when the wind started blowing, when I opened the window, it started turning into the trash. You know, like it looked horrible, horrible. So after a while, the stuff looked horrible, and you mix that with my anger at the, you know, my righteous indignation as what was going on. You know, I came off as looking quite out of the ordinary, you know. But anyway, let me find this video for you. I'm running out of time. I have 4 minutes to find it. Can we do it? Anyway, this video is about the connection between FBI. Oh, here we go. Bingo. I'll get a date on this.
Right. First, I'd like to point out that Pfizer, they had to pay Nigeria $75 million because they're doing illegal drug tests on people. I talk about the drug tests in the Bay Area, Fremont Hospital, and other places that have their patients who come in there stressed out, sign forms that say that they can do tests on them. And it's kind of funny how, you know, not funny really, it's kind of sad. You know, it's sick that these people do that kind of thing. And so now I'm going to show you how it all connects in. A lot of you are skeptical about, was law enforcement really following Mecca around? Was the people in the hospital really collaborating with law enforcement to give me a hard time and to create the kind of reaction that somebody with schizophrenia would play out? You know, they wanted to create the symptoms of schizophrenia in me, even though they knew there was nothing wrong with me, because they wanted to put me on drugs and give my life a hard time because they knew I was cracking down on them. It was about them being wrong and me being right. And there was a small percentage of them who actually thought that maybe I did need the drugs and that they had to trick me into getting them, so they were colluding with the majority of people who were out for revenge and were a part of a great cabal of people. Now I'm going to play you the proof. A lot of you don't believe that this kind of collusion takes place. Well, for those of you who don't believe, here is Pfizer Global Security, and tell me what you make of this.
That work for Pfizer, they're driven to catch criminals, and we do that every day.
I work with very talented investigators, and the bottom line is we're trying to keep people safe.
Work with talented investigators, huh? Yeah.
Pfizer Global Security is a conglomeration of former law enforcement officers from different walks of life.
I was with the FBI before I joined Pfizer. I worked in the FBI laboratory where I did forensic testing.
The majority of my background was U.S. Customs.
I spent the first 30 or so years of my career as an assistant district attorney.
Pfizer was one of the first companies to then decide this is something we can't rely upon local law enforcement to do. We need to jump into this game and help tackle it. We've got the expertise from the medical side, from the distribution side. We can add to this thing.
It takes a lot of patience to build these cases and identify people who don't want to be identified. I try to dismantle these organizations, try to figure out how they're made, you know, how the products are moving, who's involved, and try to figure out who these people are.
Talk about controlling the drug trade.
My job is to make sure that law enforcement is aware of counterfeiters, where they are, who they are.
The crime is the same. I mean, much as I saw when I was with Customs, the smuggling organizations, you know, where they were getting their stuff from, how they were getting it in, what they were trying to hide, how they were moving the money. Those are all the same.
So they're talking about controlling the drug trade, keeping people from really cutting in on their profits by creating counterfeit drugs. But really it makes no sense, because when people get a prescription drug, it isn't to go to a counterfeiter to buy it, it's to go to your local pharmacy. So what they're talking about really doesn't make much sense. What they're talking about is the illegal drug trade. It has nothing to do with medical experts, unless, of course, you're trying to control the drug trade. Continue.
With counterfeit medicines, as they would be with cocaine, as they would be with illegal arms.
They're the same bad guys. The same guys that I caught in the FBI are the same guys doing counterfeit pharmaceuticals. This job is as close to my old job as you can get without having a badge and a gun.
We have to train, we have to educate, we have to raise awareness. We take every opportunity we can get.
So I'm running out of time, about 15 seconds. Basically, at the time, I was smoking marijuana heavily to deal with the effects of prescription meds, which I was taking on and off because they were forcing them to. I was living with my parents, and they were forcing me to take them as well. And so it affected my speech patterns, but my brain is healed. Thank you.